So I'm starting an accountability blog. I want to do it in a way that allows you to get involved. I don't want it just to be about me getting on camera and saying, yes, I stuck to what I said I was going to do. So I've set up a page on my website. I'll leave the link below the video. If you're wanting to get yourself back on track, if you feel that you've just gone totally off the page and you're not living in accordance with your values and you feel like things have just gotten into a mess, because I don't know about you, but for me, I do well when there's a little bit of structure to my day. And I don't mean super strict. If I go super strict, I just feel like there's a whole heap of pressure on me. But if there's no structure at all, I just go with the flow, and there's nothing wrong with just going with the flow a little bit, but it leads me to go totally off the page and I'm not living in accordance with my highest values. So sometimes a little bit of accountability can really help. So go to that page if you want to get involved. I'm shooting this video on Saturday, so it gives you today and Sunday to get clear on what it is you want. And I've laid out the steps, step 1, step 2, I think there's 7 steps that I recommend. Take what resonates and drop what doesn't. One of the steps is to get clear on what it is you want, and then to get clear on, okay, well, what is it I believe I need to do on a daily basis to achieve what it is I want. Now, going back to this whole strict discipline versus flexible routine, you need to decide on what the exceptions are going to be, because there's going to be exceptions. What do I mean by that? I know that if I've got a cold or if I've got a headache, I'm just going to allow myself to take a pit stop and to resume the routine when I feel that I'm capable of resuming it. I'll give you another example. Maybe I've got visitors coming over and I know that maybe for the next couple of days I'm not going to be able to stick to it. I will say, okay, for the next 2 days I'll allow myself to go with the flow, but after that it's back to the routine, and be a little bit stern with myself. I've been inspired by Tai Lopez, and he talks a lot about toughening up, and that's why I started to take cold showers as a way to do something that's uncomfortable. But not just do something that's uncomfortable, the whole idea is that you're doing it purposefully, you're doing it of your own accord, you're challenging yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, life will challenge you. You cannot hide from yourself, and this leads me to something that I wanted to talk openly and candidly about, because we all have character flaws. We all have something about ourselves that we don't want to show the world. And one thing I've learned is the closer you can get to who you are behind closed doors, who you are in the privacy of your own mind, the closer you can get to that, to what it is you present to the outside world, when those two are quite close together. And of course there are going to be some aspects of your private life that you don't indulge, you don't divulge to others, but in general, the closer you can get the two, the happier you are. I suspect that you just feel more free and more accepting of yourself. And it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. If you can accept, love and honor yourself, that counts for a lot. And so my character flaws because some of them are going to come out. Part of my challenge is to make daily vlogs every day. And in the challenge as well, I allude to some of my own personal challenges that I'm going through. I know that I can be quite vain sometimes. Before I get on camera, I have to fix up my hair and wear something nice. And I wouldn't defend it if someone said, "Hey Mike, you're vain." I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I can be pretty vain sometimes. Deepak Chopra wrote a book called The Shadow Effect, and it's all about learning to embrace shadow rather than suppress it, pretend it's not there. Embrace it, accept it, and through embracing it and accepting it, that's when you can change it. You see, shame and guilt does nothing to bring about an environment in which you're going to feel good about changing, good about saying, you know what, I've been totally off base and I need to get back on track. Another thing about myself that I feel that I want to change is my indulgence in pornography. I'm by no means an addict, but after engaging in that, I never feel good, and I think there's a lot to be said about not ejaculating too much. Some of you guys may know what I'm talking about if you've delved into this topic. I actually began reading on this a long while ago when I got this book, The Tao of Health, Sex and Longevity. And it talks about not ejaculating too much. When you ejaculate, you secrete minerals, and your testosterone, if you're doing it too much, can go down. And I just feel like I'm much happier when I'm not doing that. Ultimately, it's not what I want. I'm only doing it because I don't have a partner right now. And so this challenge is like, on my page I wrote sexual health, and this is sexual health as it applies to me and my own ideal. Okay, you will have your own ideal. I'm not saying that masturbation and pornography is inherently negative. I'm saying it can become an addiction. And so I invite you to try it out. Try not ejaculating for 6 weeks and then see what it feels like when you're next with your partner, or if you're going for self-pleasure, however you do what you do. Try it out. I think you'll be surprised as to what you uncover. So that was one of the things that inspired this challenge, because accountability can go a long way. I'm getting on camera here, I'm revealing to you what I perceive to be some, maybe not character flaws, but things about myself I wouldn't mind changing. And so I've said it now, I've put it out there in the universe. It's going to inspire me to step it up a gear, because here's the thing, you'll be fine. Decide on what you want, decide on what you need to do, you'll be fine. One of my challenges is to wake up at 5:30. Now, on that page I also mention, don't just decide on what you need to do, decide on how you're going to do it. I could do this and think, oh man, I've got to be up at 5:30 and that's going to be hard. Listen, our ancestors 100 years ago, not even 100 years ago, they had a harder life than what we have now. They didn't have the internet. They couldn't just type into Google and have a ton of information there. Something I've been learning from Tai Lopez is we can learn from people that aren't alive anymore, because they've written their philosophies for us to find and learn from. So this is the information age, and that's just one example of why we have good reason to be optimistic. So what energy are you going to approach it with? I'll be fine. When I take a cold shower, yes, I don't want to do it. I screamed the first 3 days. Now I just embrace it. And this isn't about what I'm willing to do and you're not willing to do and other people aren't willing to do. It's not about being a man or... Remember, as I've said on previous videos, you're already powerful. We're using these tools to uncover the power that's already there. You exist. And that is, wow. You know, you deserve unconditional love. You don't have to do anything to deserve that, okay? So I embrace it. I embrace the uncomfortableness. I just get under there and I turn it and I let it just fall on me. So it's the energy that you do it with. You'll be fine. Approach it in that way and you'll get more out of it. Now, it's easy to think, wow, you know, it's going to be months and it could be 6 months before I'm able to turn this around and get disheartened by that. Listen, that time is going to pass anyhow. There's a quote about this. When you're approaching a goal, don't approach it in terms of how long it's going to take for you to achieve it. That time's going to go anyhow. Even if you think, okay, I'm going to have to study this topic for 2 years to become an expert at it and to really be able to do that as a career, those 2 years are going to go by anyhow. We're going to be 2 years down the road. You'll remember when you saw this video, you knew what you wanted, you knew what you had to do, and you succumbed to the voice that told you, oh, it's going to take ages, you know, and you might not be conscious of it, but there's that whole vibe of why bother? Why bother? It's going to be too hard. The time's going to pass anyway. Don't be aware of that voice moving in on you. So there are other things that I wanted to say. It's all going to come through, no doubt. I had a thought and I lost it. I do go off on tangents sometimes. So rather than start rambling, I'm going to leave it there. So let's do it. I'm trying for that thought to come back, but I think it's gone. It will come back in a future video. I'm going to leave it there. Oh yeah, it's come back. It's come to me. So here's the thing. You might look at it and think, wow, I've got to do this every day. I've got to go to the gym 4 times a week, or I've got to eat this. And you're looking at it in terms of you've got to do it for that many days. That's not empirically true. You have to do it today. Like when the challenge starts on Monday, okay, I have to wake up at 5:30. I don't have to wake up 5:30 every day. If you see what I'm getting at, I only have to do it tomorrow morning and then I'll take it from there. Okay, don't look at it like you've got this unsurmountable thing that you can't get over. You take it step by step. You'll be fine. Don't be trying to figure it out all out. How are you going to do it? You're going to take it step by step. You're listening to this video now, breathe. Because it isn't even really about getting there. There is no there to get to. Let's do this with fun. Let's have fun now. Accept who we are now, together with the very perceivable flaws that we want to change. Like if you've been, like I say, going off the page, not sticking to your values, whatever that may be, not conducting yourself sexually in the way that you aspired to, and you may be feeling Like you're isolating yourself socially, you don't want to engage the world and reveal who you are socially. This is acceptance, what I'm talking about. If we're going to change, we have to own it. We have to own it. So it's about this present moment. It's not really about getting there as so much as it is learning about how to be more here, now, and having fun with it. It's like, wow, I get to change. You get to change. You get to decide what choices you make moment to moment to moment. Don't make this an unsurmountable thing. It's about learning what excites you. If this gets you excited, you got to take action on that. And when you do, the universe and your higher self can communicate more with you. You're becoming more of a co-creator with creation. And you're not alone in that regard. So there you have it. I'm gonna get cracking and get to work, upload this video for you. As I say, click the link below. I'll leave a section for things that I've found have inspired me along the way, one of them being a video by Tai Lopez. I hope you got something from this video. I'm going to leave it there. Take it easy. Peace.